All right, we're starting in about a minute or so. Get more people to come on, and then we'll get started. All right. So here we are doing a Zoom. I am excited about what we're going to talk about tonight. This is an It Works You recap. What we did last week, we talked about the importance of events. And now I want to talk about, for those who went to the event, I have specific people who went and that I want to have them share. I want you to share about how important it really was. I want you to kind of confirm what we talked about last week, in a sense. I want some aha moments from you, some things that just rang true to you. And I have about 5 people, aside from myself and Susan, that are going to speak tonight. We're going to try to keep it between 2 to 3 minutes each person. I know that's virtually impossible, but we're going to do our best to do that. So first of all, wow, what an amazing weekend. It was absolutely crazy. It's the best It Works You that I've ever been to, and I've been to 2. Susan's been to 3, and she's saying the same thing, and I've heard people who've gone to 6 who said that it was the best that they've been to. There was just something special. God was definitely there. He definitely was a part of that. You could feel the energy. You could see the energy. And just so many amazing things happened individually, and I can't wait to hear what each of you have to say. What Susan and I are going to talk about specifically, because this is something that we were able to experience, and I'll let everybody else talk about Saturday. We're going to talk about Friday. Wow. Friday was something that I want each and every one of you to be able to experience. Friday was for VIP or triples and above, to participate and go to a special meeting, if you will, gathering with Mark and Cindy Pentecost, Pam Souter, Mike Patillo, and basically they just showed their hearts. They really poured into us. Mark, what he did, he said he's so used to everybody else having a panel. He said he was going to have a panel of his own. And so what he did, he called Cindy, Mike Patillo, and Pam Souter, and they were his panel. And he interviewed them, and they were very candid. They were very open. And actually, all 4 of them were very emotional. Each of them had tears in their eyes when they spoke, at least one time during the conversation. And what really rang true to me, and I know he alluded to it in the call yesterday and also at the actual It Works You event, one of the things he talked about, and the song that we were playing was Oceans, just before we started this Zoom. He talked about a body of water has water coming in, new water coming in, and fresh water, and then old water going out, so that you won't be stagnant, okay? So that the water doesn't stay there, get still, get growth on it. It gets kind of stinky. When water sits there forever, bacteria starts to grow on it and that kind of thing when it's not moving, when there's not movement happening. And he says the same thing in our business. What has to happen is that there has to be a flow of new water coming in and old water coming out, and it keeps the water fresh. And the same thing in our business. It's the same thing. And that's why it's so important that as we continue to grow, that we understand that we don't get caught up on the people who don't see it like we see it, who don't have the passion for helping people like we do, that don't understand what It Works can truly do for their lives. That's not our job. That's not for us to instill in them the desire to win. It's up to us to help drive them, but it's up to them to allow their why, their reason for being in this business, to motivate them. And that was super for me. Now, Susan, I know there were some things that you got from Friday. Aside from just being around all these leaders, it was a first taste of VIP, if you will, that we really got. And some of the ambassadors that I was talking to said this is it's kind of a little bit of how Dash is. Everyone was just open and candid and honest, and it was just really amazing experience. And I cannot wait for each and every one of you to have that experience. And I know you will. I know there's specific ones of you here that are really going for that. So Susan, talk a little bit about what you got from Friday night.
Okay, so first of all, we were in a room, a much, much smaller room than what we were in for the big event. And it was very intimate. It was like a reunion. Everybody getting back together. Oh, how's this going? You know, people, and you guys are going to be like, oh my God, I follow these people on Facebook. You know, to you, they're kind of like It Works celebrities. But in that moment, in that evening, it was like normal people. We were literally talking about people having issues with their brand new homes and builders having to come like fix a bunch of stuff. We talked about a couple having infertility issues. We talked about people being sick. We just talked about like totally normal stuff, and they were totally normal people. And I know like they try to stress, hey, we're just like you. But if I could reiterate that one more time, they really are just like any one of us. Like we'd be talking at the beginning of one of our team events like we've had in the past. And so it was really awesome. Like, you know, a lot of It Works big namers, celebrities were there.
The A-list was there, right?
Yeah. And it was just a good old time. Can I just be totally honest? My favorite thing about the VIP event portion of it was the realness and the rawness of everybody. Mark spoke very candidly about, business across the board in the company in the last few months. Just saying it really straight up. Even saying, hey, can I have your permission to kind of like make you uncomfortable? You know, this was like my favorite thing that he said, even though it's a bad thing. I just love the realness of it. Is he said, you know, looking at my top 150 money earners, 75 of you have not enrolled a single distributor over the summer. And everybody was like, snap, he just read my mail. Oh, no, you didn't. You know, like it was like, ooh, ee. You could hear the crickets almost because it's the truth. It's the truth. And sometimes, it's so funny because on the way down there, can I be real? On the way there, we were totally fighting. Like I was totally giving him a lecture.
That's more like it. It wasn't that we were fighting. I wasn't really talking much.
You're right. He wasn't talking. I was totally giving him a lecture, right? And it was about the business. We fight about the business, or I lecture about the business rather. Okay. So that's the truth. And we were just kind of arguing about it. And everything I said to you, who said the same thing from stage?
Yeah, I told Mark. I said, your speech that you just gave about being hungry. Are you hungry? That was his title. That's what he started with. He goes, I have a panel, but what I want to start with is, are you hungry? And then he gave those numbers. He says, I don't think you are. For whatever reason, you're not acting like you're hungry. And Susan, I told him, I said, Susan just gave me your speech before you did, to be honest with you. And so he just laughed and so did Cindy. So it was pretty funny.
It was good. No, it's good. I love that I want people to be honest with me, even if it's like the brutal truth. I need somebody to say to me, you are sucking it up right now. Go sign you a distributor right now. Like I want that. I personally want that. I want someone to be real with me. And that's exactly how Mark was. And that's how I was being with Anthony. So I can totally respect that. And it was just great. That was my favorite part of it.
Yes. So some of the things he said, he asked us he said, are you hungry? He said, what keeps you hungry will change over time and the season and in the maturity level. So what keeps you hungry is going to change. So find that thing's going to continue to keep you hungry, continue to want more, continue to work towards your goals and your dreams. He also said, think of yourself like a personal trainer in a gym, right? If you had a personal trainer and they were they for a long time they were giving you these workouts and they're there and encouraging you, you probably wouldn't show up if you didn't have that personal trainer on certain days, right? If you knew that personal trainer was going to be there, he's waiting for you or she's waiting for you. She's like, hey, you come in, that kind of thing. And when you get there, they have this workout, right? It's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, right? And so they're like, okay, well, come on, you're going to do this many reps and this many exercises, that kind of thing. Think of yourself as a trainer. However, if your trainer texted you and said, hey, I'm not going to be there today, but I left you a paper with your workout, when you got there, the trainer left you a note and said, hey, I'm not going to be here today. Here's your workout. How motivated are you going to be to do that workout? Are you probably going to cheat? And when they said do 160 pounds bench, right, or whatever, and you know what? It's 140 is good. 140 can be okay, right? If we don't have that kind of training or that kind of motivation, that kind of or encouragement and accountability, we probably won't do that. So think of yourself as a trainer. Your team, if you're not there continuously encouraging, giving people that kind of, and that's rang true to me as a leader, obviously.
Giving them that push.
Giving them that push, knowing that you're there with them every step of the way, it's more likely that your team will stay accountable, show up, do the things, do the different exercises that are needed to make happen. So I thought that was great. And then be constantly on the offense. Don't wait for people to come. Don't be on the defense. Be on the offense. Continue being in front. And then let's see. He said, get hungry, get excited, stay hungry, and stay excited. Whatever it's going to take for you. He said, are you a visionary or are you a manager? Are you a visionary or a manager? And so they changed the word from vision to purpose. And I think he alluded to that again last night. He said, change the word vision to purpose. What is your purpose? Okay, aside from just getting things, what is your purpose for It Works? Are you just want to be a visionary? I mean, you want to be a visionary, or you want to be a manager? You're just managing people and telling people and pointing fingers and do this. Or are you instilling purpose in people? Do you have a purpose for yourself? And that was great. And then meet new people. Cindy Pentecost said, nothing happens in your comfort zone. So, a lot of us know that just getting into this business, a lot of us have grown and are out of our comfort zone. And Pam Souter said, my purpose is to help stretch you. And so that's kind of how you have to think of yourself. And your purpose is to help stretch your team. Stretch yourself, but also help stretch your team. And make a bigger difference when you're able to go higher in this company. You make a bigger difference. And one of the biggest things was you can't skip steps. Mark Pentecost said, you cannot skip steps. A lot of us want to get to the top, and we want to sign up, and then we want to be ambassador tomorrow. And that, we all want that, but you can't do that. You've got to go step by step. Step 1, step 2, step 3, blitz, wrap, repeat, and do it over and over again. You go executive, you go ruby, you go emerald, you go diamond, you go double diamond, you go triple diamond, presidential, and ambassador. That's how it is. Okay, do not try to skip steps. Do what it takes to get you to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. And then he talked about, again, fear, face everything and rise. He said, guys, we need leaders out there. We need leaders out there. We need people out there leading, not just doing the business, but leading, and allowing God to use you to lead people to a higher purpose, to a higher calling, not just making money, but allowing people to dream bigger. So then the last thing I want to say is how can I grow in leadership? Feed your mind. He said, be more present, be purposeful every day, be present with the people that you're with, be focused, be intentional, be someone other people want to follow. Okay, be someone other people want to follow.
Be attractive.
Be attractive. Not we're not talking about physically, okay? Right. Maybe a little bit, but be somewhat put together, right? Don't come on in shambles and all crazy and, hey, you want to join my team, whatever, right? You want to make sure you're somewhat put together. But be someone other people want to follow, okay? Be humble, be servant-hearted, and give people a chance to say yes or no. Don't be selfish. You are being selfish when you do not allow people to say yes or no. Did you hear that? You are being selfish when you're not allowing people to say yes or no. In other words, you're not asking people. That means you're being selfish with the opportunity. You're not allowing people to have the opportunity of greatness. And the last thing, get to work. Just get to work. Mike Patillo said, we don't want to say get back to the basics. Do your job. That's what he said. It's not a getting back to the basics. It's do your job. And what is your job? It's blitzing, rapping, and repeating. Talking to people, offering the opportunity, offering these products. That's your job. That's your job. It's not, oh, we're going to get back to the basics and rap people and get off social media. No, you're going to use social media to do your job. You're going to use the Blitz card to do your job. And what's your job? Blitz, rapping, and repeating. It's that simple. You know, every time I hear that, I'm thinking, there's got to be more. But there isn't more. Now, the methods on how you blitz, rap, and repeat is what changes, right? We can use social media. We can do person-to-person, parties, whatever it is. But the actual principles don't change. The methods is what changes. So understand that. Blitz, rap, repeat is really what you need. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and doing it over and over again, okay? Join the party, get your 4 LCs, and go Ruby. It's that simple. And all the ambassadors and the Black Diamonds that were there, they did just that. Step 1, step 2, don't skip steps. Yeah. Don't skip steps.
And the same thing you do to get to Ruby is the same thing you do to get to Diamond, which is the same thing you do to get to Triple Diamond. It's the same thing you do to go Ambassador. You just do more of it, and you do it with more people. And sometimes, I know we've been guilty of this too, you get to this certain level and you're like, I should be doing something different. Like, I'm Triple Diamond now. We should be doing something.
You get in the management mode.
I don't know. Dance. Do something else. Yeah. But that's not the truth. The truth is you do the same darn thing over and over that you did to get to executive, to Ruby, to everything. You do the same thing, just a lot.
You just do it more with more people. Yeah. That's it. You just bring in more people into your family.
You keep partying. You keep whatever you do, social media, you just keep doing it.
That's it. It's that simple. So I loved what we heard. I love what we felt in that little room. It was a blessing to be a part of that, and I cannot wait. I am wholeheartedly. I know there's several of you that I'm looking at, if not all of you, that are going to be in that room
very soon.
Very soon. It's amazing. You just got to do what it takes. You got to get to work. You got to get it done. That's it. Get it done. Go out there. Put yourself out there. Instead of watching TV, instead of watching the football, I haven't watched a football game yet, except when we were with the Black Diamonds and they were all watching. I'm like, hey, if they can do it, I'm gonna do it too. You know, we were watching the Tennessee game, and that's why we got home to 3 o'clock. But we were just hanging out with them. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I got a few things that few people that I've asked to speak. I'm gonna start out with Danielle. Danielle, I'm gonna unmute you, and I want you to give some aha moments that you had, and I wanted to talk about your experience there.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can everybody hear her? Give a thumbs up if you can hear her. Awesome. All right.
Okay. So, I really, it's very difficult to put into words what Saturday was for us, but, you know, we went, I'm thinking, great, we're going to get good training. I'm going to figure out today how to get my Ruby bonus. That was in the forefront of my mind. I'm like, these people are going to tell me what I need to know so I can go home and go Ruby tonight and get my bonus. And I know, it's terrible, but that, you know, I think when you come in and you get told, you know, do your steps to success, go Ruby, and then there's a bonus out there, you're so focused on, you know, I want that extra bonus that you kind of forget the in-between. Yeah. And several people on stage said, get out of the bonus mindset. You know, do what you're supposed to do. That bonus ultimately does not matter. And so that was a really big thing for me because I kind of got over myself on Saturday, as far as that went. And sometimes I don't get over myself very easily, so that was good. But we, and Brian's here, we plus a toddler, so yeah. We were so filled up when we left there. We talked all the way home, into the night, all day the next day. We had some couples over the next day and shared the business opportunity with them, and they've actually both signed up.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so excited because our whole mindset changed, and it became more about, okay, we just need to share this. We need to share this with people. We have something that is so incredible and so special and can change lives. And if we're only focusing on what it can do for us, then we're in it for the wrong reasons.
Wow.
And we so
say that again. That's great.
If we're in it just for us, we're in it for the wrong reasons. And you know, we love the fact that God is at the center of this company. That is so incredibly important to us. And it was just an experience that I don't know. It's so hard. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around everything that that was said, and yeah, you know, and the guy, I can't remember his name. Mike Pruitt. Is that who you introduced us to? Him just standing on the side over there, I think.
Michael Pruitt.
Okay, yeah, and you know that he just stood there and talked to us like we were normal people, and here he is making all this money and everything, and you just don't get that. And I love I just love the whole family, the whole It Works family, and but definitely getting over myself and realizing that yes, we have dreams and goals to achieve with this business, but it's not just about us. Everybody else needs to be able to do that too, and we have what they can use to do that, and you know, and we need to share that, and we need to get it out there, and you know, also talking. Anyway,
I love that. You know, I love that you guys. That was your first big event. Now, the great thing is that you guys, I mean, early on, you went to that One Team One Mission in Nashville, and so you left there with your cup full because you got to see Tammy Dempsey and some of the other. But then this was a whole nother level, and just wait till conference. It's gonna get even more amazing. So.
Like daily events, I'm good with daily events, and we just
yeah. It'd be great to have those. Yeah. Brian, did you want to add anything to that?
No, Mike Pruitt is one that really, I mean, it just hit home. Danielle had said something, and he was quick to shout back, "Oh, you don't have to think like that. You think like, you know," because she was putting herself down for what she was thinking. And he's like, "No, you do." And you said it a couple weeks ago about reaching for the moon and the stars. It was your little quote, and you said reach for the moon and you still reach the stars. I think something of that nature.
Yeah, if you don't make it, you're still among the stars. Yeah.
Yes. You know, and Mike was, you know, he was so down to earth. He just gave his 2 cents and the encouragement. So we really left there just impacted.
Yeah.
You know, from the top down, it's the same way. For the most part, that is definitely the case. Mike Pruitt, their number, I believe, 21 right now. You never would have guessed it. In 140,000 in all of It Works, they're number 21. And he talked to us like he was a new distributor.
Yeah.
You know? So just a regular person, and that's the It Works way. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Our team, and thank you for being leaders, and I applaud you on. You guys are rocking it, yeah. And so I'm proud of you guys, and thank you for joining us and giving us your aha. And I know that you have a wonderful future with It Works, and I just see the energy. I can see it in your faces. I saw it in your eyes while you were there. I knew when I met you there was something special about you, and I told you that, and I told Renee that, and I came home and told Susan that, and so I'm excited and proud to have you guys on our team, and thanks for sharing.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, definitely. The next person I want to talk is I want Brittany Brittany, she had a awesome experience as well. She drove her and some other teammates there. Actually, drove Nate there, and I want her to have a chance to share a few minutes as well of her ahas and what she experienced and why it's so important to get to these events.
Okay, guys. Thanks, Anthony, for letting me talk, first of all. Okay?
Sure,
So
sure.
I'm like really, really, really excited.
Yeah, you're rocking it too, man. We're rocking it too.
I want to talk about beliefs, okay? A big thing that they said was you become what you think about, okay? Your beliefs are your future action, basically. So we need to be believing in what our company is doing, our products, the direct sales, and ourselves, most importantly. We have to believe in us. But what Danielle said and what Susan said and Anthony's been saying, put the money aside. That's one thing that we have to do that I just absolutely loved, was that the whole time I've been in this company, I've kind of been just like, okay, so I'm going to get that $500. I'm going to get that Ruby bonus. I've got to get that Ruby bonus. I got to get that Ruby bonus. And then I was just like, you know what? Where do I go from here? I got the bonus. Now what? There's an even bigger bonus, and I've got to get to that. So I have just decided that money is really not that important. I mean, it is important, but it's really not important, because I would rather help my team feed their children, or
Yes,
their lights on, you guys, because that's what's important. There are all these people out here, and I literally am so like, okay, you guys know I'm like the live queen. I get on here all the time. I'm just yada, 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 just talking. But when you get in front of me, I get so scared. Like, I cannot blitz people. I just can't do it. So the day after conference, I was so pumped up. I took my team with me. We went to the mall. We went to Walmart, and we were just blitzing everybody. I was like, blah, 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 raps. And we were blitzing everybody. And I was just like, I just felt like so relieved that I could finally do that.
awesome. Congratulations. That's great.
I stopped thinking about the money, and I started thinking about how I'm going to bring Amber home. And I'm going to bring Courtney's going to be able to stay home and not have to get a job. And, they're going to be able to afford Christmas and all that stuff. So that's what my focus is.
Awesome.
I know you talked about, I'm gonna hurry back. I know you talked about how the leaders are like so real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've been in the company since January, and I've watched all the videos. I've saw Stephanie and Joel talk on camera. I've watched Pam Souter, Mike Patello. I've watched them all, But when you get in a room with them and you can see that they are just normal people, and you are like within arm's length of these people, and you just see like, oh, that he is like, he's got arms and legs and a head, and it's like, he's me. Oh my God, we are the same. So you have to take them off the pedestal, because really, they're just people.
That's right.
Take them off the pedestal. It's just a rank. It's just money. We're going to get there, because we're all going to step into our destiny. Every one of us. And that's what's coming. The flood is coming to this team. Be prepared.
I love it.
Thank you.
Brittany, what I love that you told me the next day is that as soon as y'all got in the car, you were like pouring into your team, and that's what it takes. And actually, that's one of the things that Mark mentioned about in the leadership training was about when you go to a training, have somebody on your team go with you. If you go to a wrap party, have somebody go with you, and the whole way there and back, you're pouring into them. You're helping them see the bigger picture. You're giving them some aha moments, giving of yourself to them. And then when you arrive, obviously, a wrap party is training. You're teaching, you're leading, by example, or you're going to a training, but that one-on-one time, there's nothing that replaces that one-on-one time. So I'm really proud of you, because I can see a difference in you just since Saturday, like just jumping into a leadership role. And I just love that. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Brittany. I was so glad to see you, and you had team there. And that's leadership in and of itself. That shows the importance of getting people to events. because there's some things that you can't just share with them. They don't understand. If you haven't been to a big event, some things you just can't explain. They have to experience that.
And one more thing, like,
sure.
Okay, we are one team, one mission, okay? It has nothing to do with our team. So there are little teams all over the place.
Yeah.
So I actually drove down with Nate and one of my downline, and also a downline from somebody who's signed underneath somebody in Indiana. I mean, she lives in our town, but she has no family here, basically. Mm-hmm. So, lock arms with people who are not directly under you, because you can learn things from them.
Yeah.
You definitely can learn things from other people. And, she would have not gotten to go. She bought her ticket. She had car trouble. She would have not gotten to go. She was basically like, I was a godsend to her, so love people who are still not on your team, because we are still one team, one mission.
Yes.
That's right.
And we all know the principle we give, and it will come back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And we know that. And that's not why we do it, but that's why this company has been so blessed, because they are so generous. And so again, I appreciate you, Brittany, for sharing, and I can't wait to see what the Lord has in store for you. And I know you've been rocking it, and your excitement is contagious, and it's just going to continue to be so. So thanks again.
Thanks.
All right. So I have a few more that I want to introduce, and one of those is Stacy Summers. Let me mute you real quick. I don't see you, so maybe there you are.
There she is.
All right, so give us a few aha moments, a couple minutes of 2 or 3 minutes on some of the ahas that you had, the experience that you had, and what your some things you took away from them.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
we can.
Okay. So the main thing that I took away is something that I definitely need to better myself on, because they asked how many distributors were loyal customers before they became distributors, and like half the room stood up, more than half actually.
Yeah.
And so they talked about customer retention, about sending them a card, sending them samples, sending them an email, doing your follow 2 weeks, 2 months, or I'm sorry, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months.
Right.
Yeah.
And then she said something about creating a newsletter to send out. I'm going to work on that. I thought that was a really cool idea. That way people can send you pictures to get free samples send you pictures of their results.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I think that when we go to these events, you either go because you need to be there, or you go because you need to be there for somebody else. And I went because I needed to be there. We get in these funks, I guess, where we feel like, there's something that I'm not doing right, or there's something that, I'm missing. And you can almost always get to an event and feel like that's what it is. That's where I need to tweak my business. That's where I can better myself. Or, I think my biggest aha moment was, I have a lot of team that quits because they think that they are going to sign up and, get as many, and I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but they feel like that they're going to have like this impact on social media with something that I've built for over 2.5 years.
Right.
And I think that that's really, duplication is so important. People don't compare yourself to people. It's just right. Duplication. It's all just get the rap on people, and follow up with them. That's huge. And I think me personally, I have I took a lot from that. Like how did they say that? I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes here.
You're good.
If duplication is not taking place, your business will not grow.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So if people are trying to duplicate, or if people are comparing themselves to, if you're comparing yourself to what Alyssa Bayou is doing, and you're like, well, why am I not signing 6 distributors a week? then you're going to get discouraged. But you cannot feel that way, because people. That's something that Alyssa has built, for 3 years or 4 years, and you cannot compare yourself to that. And that's something that I just want to. Everybody on here, I hope that you understand that you really can't compare yourself to somebody that's been in for a long time, because they were consistent day in, day out. And I just hate it. I really hate it that people get discouraged and quit because of that reason.
Yeah, I totally understand that, because I tried to reinvent myself, and I talked to Amanda Pruitt and some of the other leaders during this weekend, and I tried to. I didn't do what worked for me, and I know as a team we've talked about that. You have to do what works for you, and don't stop doing what's worked for you to get you to. We talked about executive, Ruby. Whatever's worked for you, continue to do that, because that's what you're successful in. And what I love about this business and what you said was duplication is the key. And so the company talks about blitzing, wrapping, and repeating, and everybody can do that. It's the method that's different for you and for me and for her and for her and for her. Yeah. So good. So good.
And take care of those customers. That's another thing that I got from it. When I sign up a distributor, my first thought is, okay, now I got to get 2 customers. And sometimes I focus more on getting those distributors and continuing to get those distributors than taking care of those customers like I should. And I'm willing to admit that. That's something that I need to work on. I need to improve on my customer care.
I think that's something that a lot of us do, and we take for granted that they signed up and they're just going to buy again, and they're going to buy again, and they're going to buy it again, and they're going to buy something again. But they also need coaching. They also need some encouragement. They also need to taught about our products. It's up to us to continue to keep them motivated with the product, and that's why these top earners are top earners, because not only do they take care of getting distributors, not only do they get loyal customers, but they
take care of them.
Yeah. They do distributor care and customer care. And that's why they are where they're at. And so they think of this like a business and not like a hobby. If you get paid, if you want to get paid, business like a business, then treat it like a business. If you want to get paid like a hobby, well, how much do you get paid when you do a hobby? You don't get paid for doing your hobbies. So don't expect to get paid in a business if you think of this like a hobby. And so that rang true to me, because they didn't even talk much about getting the loyal customers. They talked about how to keep them. And that's the first time I've ever heard that from stage, that the focus was not get your 4 LCs. It was keep your 4 LCs and then get more. And that's a great point, Stacey, and a great focus on that. Good stuff, Stacey. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anything else you want to add? Good?
No, I'm good. It was awesome. I mean, I've only been to 2, and I actually thought that was better. I got more out of that than I did conference. It was awesome.
Yeah, I would say that's very true, because it's just conference, a lot of stories. This was a lot of how to, what to, that kind of stuff, why to. And
then we left with a huge, incentive. BOGO distributor kits and get back your good. I was like, what?
It was basically, okay, rah rah shish boom ba, now go get to work. Here's something to help you get to work. That was so good. So thanks, Stacey. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I've got two more speakers that I want to speak, and 2 of my leaders have been with me for a good while now, and are your leaders. The first one I want to speak is Renee. Let me unmute you real quick. And she had a good amount of team there, which she always does. She's good at getting people to events and providing value to that, why they should. So tell us what you got out of that. I know you've been to several events, several conferences, green carpets like we have. How was this different for you being in here? I know we've had new people talk, and now we've got some of the vets here talking why this was different, what was special about it, and why is it important?
Oh my gosh. First of all, the whole experience was amazing. I think we talked last year after the It Works You about how we felt like it was more, if I would put it in an analogy form, like baby food, basic stuff, things that are really great for new people, but for more experienced veterans, it was kind of, we've heard that before. Whereas this was a combination of baby food and like steak and potatoes.
Yeah.
It gave you, if you were new, it didn't overwhelm you. It gave you the motivation and the inspiration with the basic how-tos. And I feel like company-wide, we're seeing this shift back to the basics. I think for a year or two, we saw a focus on a lot of what individual people were doing to get to the top. And I think now we're seeing more of a focus of not only how to, but why, and so much in between. You guys know I'm like if you go back, let's talk Lee days, right? The people that followed singing groups, right? Like I followed campus choir.
Groupie.
Yes, I was a campus groupie. I'm an event groupie because I pour so much out that I need to be filled. And one, thank you, Susan and Anthony, because you guys are weekly pouring it back into your team. And I know you guys have heard it from a lot of individuals, but it has made a huge difference in the culture of the team. So thank you guys for taking that initiative to do these weekly trainings. But as far as the conference went for me, the reason why I follow events is because I get filled up. I always get one little nugget that just fuels that fire all over again. And what people don't understand is, as an entrepreneur, you don't have anybody telling you what to do. You don't have anybody standing over you and saying, okay, get up, do your rule of 5 today. Don't forget to do your personal development. Oh, and by the way, make sure you follow up with those loyal customers. Whereas at a JOB, you know what you're expected to do. As a teacher, you got to get those lesson plans turned in. You got to take attendance. You got to, right? And those are expected of you and they're required of you. So you do it. Well, this business is completely different. And I think people don't know how to transition from what they're used to doing into doing this kind of job. And so they lose that sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Purpose. They just kind of flail around and not, what am I supposed to be doing? I don't know. What am I supposed to be doing? This gives you a focus and it says, okay, let's just be real. It's steps to success. And I don't care how many people say it. When you're new and you see those people on the stage, you're like, there's more to it than that. You tell me all your little secrets. What are you hiding? You're keeping it. No, it is steps to success. And I think that the longer that you're in it, you're like, no, really, it's the steps to success. You blitz, you wrap, you repeat. Now, like you said, Anthony, that means a lot of different things. So blitzing, and this is where I think a lot of people get hung up, it's just about meeting people, networking. I mean, it is network marketing, right? You've got to meet people. You've got to interact with people. And if your safe world is on the internet, have at it. Meet a lot of people. But if you're not comfortable there, then get off. Go find people. Meet people belly to belly. And that's what's beautiful about this business. So I go to events because it fills me up, but I like taking team to events because it teaches things that I probably never could have said. Susan, one thing you said on the car ride home, we were talking about homeschooling. And you said, I never want to deprive my kid of being influenced by someone who could do something or say something to them that I would never be able to do. Yeah. Events do that. People are going to say things in a different way. They're going to present it in a different fashion. They're going to say something that registers with your team in a way that you never could have. And not only that, I think getting my team to an event shows them the big picture.
Yeah.
You like Danielle was saying, which by the way, Danielle went to the It Works You chartered executive to today being chartered Ruby. What? Okay. that is what a conference will do for you, what an event will do for you. So as far as for my team goes, it not only teaches them, but it also is going to let them see the big picture. Yes, like she was saying, I was focused on the bonus and getting that 500, and I'm on it. And it lets you see that, you know what, it's so much bigger than that. Mm-hmm. It's so much bigger than 2 months and $500.
Yes. Exactly right. So good, Renee. You always have great things to say. It shows in your leadership with your team, how important it is to get these people to events to you, and you walk your talk, because you always have people at events. Yep. You always do. And then it goes to show with their results. It shows your intentions show in your results. Your purpose and your actions show in your results. And the results are there with you. And that's kind of harsh to say. You think you're really your intentions and your mindset shows in your results. And that's just how it is. When you're going to get out there, you're going to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to tell people what you think they need to hear, how they need to hear it, and there it is. So good stuff. Anything else you want to add before?
Yeah, I wanted to give you an aha that I walked away. 2 things. Connect with your why, because once you have a why, the how doesn't matter. Good. One thing I was going to say about events is it gives you passion. Mm-hmm. There is nothing more powerful than someone who is passionate about what they're doing and selling.
Yeah.
And you only become passionate because of your why. Right. It's the thing that drives you. And the other thing is people buy people before they buy products. And you were talking about being magnetic. They want you to be sincere. They want you to be authentic. And somebody said, it's not about the product or me making money. I love what Brittany said. Forget about the money. Just focus on helping people. That was something else that somebody said. Oh, crud. Joel Dunn said, you go black diamond by helping people. Mm-hmm. Leave it at that. If you just focus on helping people and you are passionate and you are consistent, black diamond.
That's right.
That's so good. So good.
Mic drop.
Boom. So good. I love it. Yeah, that's exactly right. We were talking about it's network marketing. However, what I noticed during this It Works You, and there again to what Stacy Summers said, she liked this better because it was a lot of how-to, because it was an It Works You. It was It Works University. It was a lot more teaching. Conferences, a lot more emotional stories, people, right? Belief building. This was how to build your business, how to. They called it direct sales, not network marketing. They really focused on, and I was telling Murph, he was sitting next to me, Eric Murphy, our upline presidential, I was like, are you noticing that every corporate person, at least, and then what was on the screen was direct sales? They didn't call it network marketing. And I tried to, play with that in my head a little bit, why that was the case. And the only thing I could think of was it's direct. They focus on direct sales because that means you have to directly interact with people, right? Just by definition, direct sales means you directly having interaction with people. So what are you selling? You're selling a product, but you're also selling yourself, like you just said. You're selling yourself. So direct sales means a lot of things, but it's really directly focused on selling yourself and selling your product and selling people on your passion for what you're doing. That's where the direct sales comes in. Network marketing sounds so big. It sounds so, this network of computers, this network of people, right? But when you think of direct sales, I am directly interacting with people one-on-one, and that one person, I'm meeting their need with something. I have sold them on something that is beneficial for them, whether it's an opportunity or it's a product that's going to change their life. So great points, Renee, and thank you so much for your leadership. And again, I know that you're going to be up there very soon.
And for driving me home.
And driving my wife home. I know you're going to be in the VIP with us very, very soon. I know you're focused. I know you've got the right team in place, and it's going to happen very soon. So we love you. Thanks for.
Love you, Nate.
I only have one hand.
Yeah, baby
Holding a baby in the other.
Awesome. All right, my last dude here, and my only guy I have talked other than Brian, my boy Nate, man. Wow. Not only, yeah, man.
Nate!
He came out, you know. I don't know. It's like he came out like a thief, man. He stole everything from It Works. He ate their food. He got their. I mean, he got training. He got loved on. He got everything, man. I mean, I am so proud of you, Nate. I know that your mindset was changed there. I see the passion. I hear the passion since we've been talking on the way home, just on the calls. On your videos are different. I can see it. I can feel it. There's an energy and a passion, and I love it. I love it. I'm so proud of you for that, and being open, and like we all are, and to see that, it goes to show the evidence and the importance of you are the poster child for what an event can do for someone at a whole another level. So Nate, I know you got a lot to share, and I know you shared on the call the other night, but share with our team some of the things that you experienced. And aside from just the It Works You itself.
Yeah, let me first give a couple ahas or tidbits that I captured from the event. So one of the things that, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
yes.
We got you.
So one of the things that someone said from the stage, and it kind of tied into what both Stacy and Renee were saying about loyal customer and loyal customer retention. Your customers buy you, and because of that, they shouldn't have to call customer service.
Yes.
You should be the first point of contact. And a lot of times, I can't tell you how many loyal customers are put in the business and then, check in on them every now and then. But if they have a problem, I give them customer service number instead of doing it, that kind of thing. But that personal touch, because like what you were saying about direct sales, that personal touch is important. And so here's a couple things that some of the leaders mentioned. And it sounds like you have to spend a whole lot of money, but you don't. Specifically, if you get your 2 customers under your first distributor and you have that $100 bonus, this should cover you for a year at least. Send birthday cards. The cards, simple, postage simple. Send Christmas cards, coaching and teaching the customers to use the products. Kind of along the lines with Summers was saying about the newsletter, sharing results and having them see your face. And just interacting with your customers. Okay. And so a couple other things that I wanted to mention too is you can do anything, you can't do everything. And so basically what that means is figure out your strength, what do you do well, and focus on that. Don't try to focus on the things that you're not good at. Everybody knows what they're good at and what they're not. So, and you don't have to, tell the world all that, but one of the things that I saw that was different for this It Works You was this whole idea of belief. And it wasn't just belief, it was purpose. We got the training, we got the nuts and bolts, but like conferences about building belief, they integrated belief. They integrated that. Actually, I thought that was even more so than the nuts and bolts. This whole idea of believing in yourself, and I know Brittany talked about it, so I won't rehash any of that. But focus on your purpose, focus on your why, and the rest will take care of it. And that purpose should include changing other people's lives. If it's all about you, then your focus is out of whack. And so we got to hear that firsthand from Joel Dunn, and how things changed for him and Stephanie when they changed their focus. And it was just on a whole nother level. I know, we hear Mark talking about that, but just to see, since I've been in so long, and I think I mentioned this on the call, I met Joel in the men's restroom a few years ago, right before those before and after pictures came, and we chit-chatted or whatever. But then to talk to him now at Made for More, and then again at It Works You, he just he is on a whole nother level, and it's not like a level as in an idol level. It's very humbled. And I also mentioned how I tried to do some small chit-chatting with him, talking about their moving, about buying a house, and he talked a little bit about all that. But he didn't care about that. What he cared about was pouring into us. And we have no benefit, or he has no benefit from us. And so his heart is about helping people, and that we got to see that firsthand. And I think that's what I left with more than any other tip, or obviously we need the tips for the nuts and bolts stuff, but because we are greens, so some of us are, but the heart of the company, what they're focused on, it's not just about reaching $1 billion. I know we hear about that, but it really isn't about that. It's about changing people's lives, and we saw that and heard that from Mark and Cindy in our Black Diamond dinner. He challenged us to pray for our teams, those that are in, and then those that are coming in. So we got some work to do, and I'm excited. Awesome. I'm excited. This was a great event. I just can't really explain. I did some recording of some audios here and there. I haven't even had the chance to go back and just listen to all that stuff. So I'm still digesting everything, and so I'm excited about what's ahead.
Don't you think this is one of the best events we've ever gone to?
This is absolutely by far tops them all. Yeah. And I know a lot of the people that haven't gone to an event, you sit on the Zoom or on a call and you hear, it sounds like we've gone crazy a little bit. We have.
We drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we drank the Kool-Aid. And I just encourage you I think the next big event is conference is in February, so there's plenty of time. They start releasing tickets next month. And so there's plenty of time for you to get there. And I would encourage you to do whatever it takes. It will not only change your business, it will change you as a person. So
yes,
do whatever it takes. If you don't do anything anyone ever told you in the business, this is one of those things that you definitely need to do.
Yeah. Amen to that.
We're coming back and we're excited, and we're so excited we can't really express and capture that moment and deliver it to you in Zoom or on the call. Right. You just have to experience it yourself.
Yes, and those who have been or went to this particular one and been to a conference, exactly what we're talking about. So, Nate, I can't express how excited I am for you. I know that your next promotion is within your grasp because you believe, because you see it already. You're starting to see it in your head, and I love that. I love that you've become a visionary. Not that you haven't before, but I can feel your vision, and it's tangible. And I love that. It excites me for you. Besides being one of my best friends, just as a business partner as well, just in general, I know this is something that we've wanted to do together for a long time, and I love what's happening for you. And I love you and Stacey very much. So. Aside from the fact that you took me to hang out with these Black Diamonds and Corbett. That was next level.
I thought we were boys. I thought we were green. What happened?
So
you
man,
ditched me for the blue.
dude, it was. Well, he knew he was gonna have a party. That's why.
I'm just.
So it was an amazing dinner. She was talking about meat and potatoes. Renee was. That's exactly what I had. I had meat and potatoes, and it wasn't cheap. They took care of it all, man. They took care of me with that meat and potatoes, and that we just met some new people in there. We interacted with these Black Diamonds, with Mike Patillo, with Pam. Just had an opportunity just to get deeper with these people, and it was just a godsend. For me, it was a bookend. I had the corporate team at the beginning of the event, and then I was able to hang out with them at the end of the event in a whole nother level. And so I knew God had a plan for me personally on the different things I was going to see throughout that. And I know God had favor on you and allowed you to have favor on me, and I don't take that for granted. So I appreciate that. I love you for that. And I look forward to your success without question. So again, I want to thank everyone. Susan, you wanted to say something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just kind of in closing, I think about last It Works You and the opportunity that some of us had to hang out and spend, late into really early morning hours with Dr. Don, my boyfriend, and Pam, and have our little pizza party with them. And we got a lot from that too. But it's funny how that was so awesome, and we were so excited about that, and that's what we needed at that time. But this event was on a whole nother level, right? Without
it just goes to show how much favor is on this team.
Yeah, that's what I was.
It just goes to show, God truly has a plan for this team.
Yeah,
it just. I don't even know. I'm almost want to get emotional about it. Wow, last It Works You, a handful of us got to spend time with Pam, the co-founder of the company, and Dr. Don, and it was just a handful of us when there was thousands of people there in Nashville. I told Mark, I said, Mark, and I told my pastor the other day, I said, I've been in places, and my team has been in places where we had no business being there.
Yeah.
In the sense of, if you look in the logical sense, when you're hanging out with the ambassadors or the Black Diamonds or the corporate team or Pam, and we had no business doing that. We weren't anybody looking from the outside in, right? But God looks at us very differently. And that should empower you. That should get you thinking and believing in a whole nother level that if you knew that you couldn't fail, what would you be doing right now? If you knew that you couldn't fail at this, that you knew that ambassador was in your hand, it's done, right? And it's kind of what Joe was talking about with us, Nate. If you knew that you couldn't fail at this thing, and you knew ambassador was right here, it was there, what would you be doing to get there if you knew that you were going to succeed in everything that you do? God is telling us, you have victory. You have won at this thing. It is in your hands. He's showing us.
Yep.
He's showing us. Because it's the smile he's had on you, not just you, Nate, but as a team, on you as TFF and your teams, it is going to come. Now, it's important to know with all this excitement, with all this rah-rah, shish, boom, bah, it's going to take action. And what your heart and your purpose will show in your results.
Yeah, walk that out.
Your intentions and your heart will show in your results. This is a results business. And your results is helping people. Helping other people have results. That's what it is. What are your results? The more people you can share and not be selfish about, the more people and the more results you'll have. Everything else will come into place. I think that's the overall message of the second half of this year, and definitely of this It Works You. How many people are you going to take to the top with you? That was a message that's been loud and clear to me, been stabbed like a stake into my heart, that I don't ever want to take out until I've taken as many people as I need to the top with me. I want that burden. I want to bear that burden, and I want to. That's what we should all have. And so, I appreciate everyone who's on the Zoom. I appreciate everyone who spoke and poured into us. I'm proud of each and every one of you, and I'm just glad that you guys, that you're on our team and you want to hear what we have to say. Like Quentin said, we are the least of you. We are the least of you. Know that. We are just people. Like Michael Pruitt, he showed that he is just here for people. And if he can be number 21, him and his wife can be number 21 and be regular people, then there's no reason why you can't just understand that you're here for people, right? If there's anything you want to take away from the top earners, is help people. That's it. I don't know how I don't know how to stress that more and more and more and more. I wish I could get that into you. And I know if you can hear I'm cringing within me, like, I just want that in you. I just want you to understand that because it's become real, it's become true and real and open to me. So we've been an hour and 10 minutes, and it feels like we just got on. So that's when you know something's great that we're doing here. So I appreciate y'all. I love you. Please reach out to us, message us, call us, do a Zoom, individual Zooms. If you need any individual questions, anything that you want to ask us, we're here for you. I'm here all day long, working, and I want more than anything to be able to pour into you and answer any questions that I may have on an individual basis. So, and definitely reach out to your upline, reach out to your upline diamonds and your enroller, all that kind of thing. And let's make it happen. All right. Love you guys. Let's do this together. Call us if you need us. Holla.
Love you guys.